This was a BDA question which students were complaining ilikuwa ngumu. Waje to mark before results itoke. This was the last two questions which you select the between question 24 and 25, you only select one. And this one requires advanced Excel knowledge skills. I want to show you the reason why you need to join our class starting this coming Monday. So you will be given this data of county government and the national government, the revenue and the expenditure, and also the type of expenditure. So the examiner was asking, using a conditional function, compute the total revenue of each of the county level. This field was not there. So we only have 2023, 2024, and 2025. Examiner here is not specific. Which formula are you going to use? So we have a lot of formulas which you can use, but let's use only two: the sum if function and also the pivot table. So let's start with the sum if. The sum if here, we can rename this column, even though there is a match in this column. So what you do is you put 2023 here and copy up to that, and then we have 2024 here. We copy that again. After that, we have 2025 here. We copy all the way. So now we have all the 3 years, 2023, 2024, and 2025. Now, examiner say use a conditional formatting to calculate the total revenue of each of the level of government. So we can insert space here and get, we need the county level. So what we do, we can copy the 2 here, but Control C, paste it here. We need 2020. I can copy also this. Then do a transpose, Control Alt. Do a transpose, we get that one, and then we get the total here. This is the first approach, which, because all the students cannot remember the same thing, they will have different thinking capacity. So I'm assuming this is a student 1. So I will use the sum if equals sum if with S. So the sum range is the revenue. So this is the sum range. We lock that by pressing F4 in your keyboard, comma. The first, no, there is something to omit. So which one starting here, we select this column. Up to that, we lock that column by pressing F4, comma. The criteria range, we can start with the levels. These are our criteria range, the county level, and the national level. You can also lock that by pressing F4, comma. The criteria range with this one. Now, since we will copy this one across, we need to start with a dollar. So I press F4 to start with a dollar, comma. The second criteria is now here, which is this one. This is the second criteria. I'll also lock that by pressing F4, comma. The criteria range is this one. Now, because I'll also have to copy this downward, I'll have to put a dollar in the middle. That one, and then press enter. Oh, hashtag value. So this one, the reason you can see this one is not complete up to this part. That's why we are getting hashtag values. So we have to bring 2025 here, update our range. This was the range up to 26. So you can see now we are getting value. Now drag downward, get the sum, Alt equals, enter, drag it down, and then get the total. So this is what BDA student was complaining, that the BDA question was very tough. Why? You didn't practice, or you didn't join our training of advanced Excel. Now that is the first approach if you use the sum if. I like the students who normally use the sum if. Why? they show they are superior or they understand exam more. Unlike the one which they are using pivot table. Let's say for the pivot table and watu wenye wajasoma. Wale wanatumianga pivot table ni wale wenye wajasoma, wacha tuone. So what do we do? We can also put it here. I want to do the same in the same place. Let me start a space here. Let me get a space. So I will select this data from here and then go to insert a pivot table. They will ask me for a place. Let me see where I need to put it, not in a new worksheet, but here. I need to put it here and then enter. You can see I have it here. Even though I need more space, but I will not create that space. So let's get to the summary of the revenue. So county level, I will put in the column, we have it here, and the revenue in the value. You can see we have the same value. So between these two students, who is more superior in terms of formula actualization? So it is the first student. The second student, ni wale wanasemanga work smart in exam. These are the work smart in exam, but this one is a superior student who can demonstrate that he really understands the formulas. But this one is the work smart student. But at the end, all of them will pass. Now let's go to the second part, which you want to get the breakdown of the expenditure of the both levels, the county level and the national level, with also the type of expenditure. So they need, so what we will do here, we'll come and copy, because they need the total annual recurrent and the development expenditure of each of the level. So we'll have the level here, can copy the levels here, the government level here also. I'll start with the first student. I told you the guru of exam student and the other student. So I will also copy the national here, which that one we also need expenditure type. I'll put there, which we need the recurrent, the two, and also I will need the county government also here. And then I can also copy this here again. And then I will still use the same. I'm not saying there is anyone who is wrong, but both of them, they are good students. I'll also copy the years put it here and also get the total. Also get the total here. Get the total. So I will use also this one we can go copy here. Count it also we can copy here. Let's use again the sum if. The sum if with S, this one, the sum range. Now we want expenditure. So this is the sum range. We love that. Comma. Well, the first criteria range, you can choose the county government or the county levels. That is the first criteria range. You can also lock that, comma. This is our criteria first, comma. Now, since we will be copying this one across, what do? We start with a dollar, comma. The second criteria range is years. We can also use this one. The second criteria range is this one. Second criteria range is this one. Press F4, comma. This is the criteria. We'll also copy across. So what do? We start with a dollar, comma. The third criteria range is years, which is the third criteria range. This one. Press enter, comma. This is it. Now, this we will copy across and downward. So with the dollar in the middle, it's the enter button. So you can see 2023 recurrent expenditure for the national is 620. Let's confirm. Yes, for 2023, recurrent expenditure for the national government is that one. So are we okay? Yes, our formula is good. Now, we can copy across and also copy downward. You can also use advanced Excel shortcut Control D to copy downward. Sorry, Control D. You select that one, then Control D, it will copy downward. You can see shortcut keys in Excel, very important, very important. Now let's get to the sum here, and then get to the total sum here. So we can see we have the total sum, and also we get the total below. The first student is a top performer student, or the student who can demonstrate that he really understands the Excel. Now let's go to a smart student who will use the pivot table. So I'll come here. You can also don't need to go again and do the insert the pivot. What do? You copy this, select this, copy, and paste it here. And paste it here, and then change the variables. So I will come here, change the variable. Yes, the county level will remain the same, but we need the breakdown of expenditure type. So this is an expenditure type. We drag and put below the government level. Yes, yes. So that you can see. Now we need to change. We are not getting the sum of the revenue, but instead we are getting the sum of the expenditure. So we remove the revenue here and put the expenditure. You can see the grand total, we are getting the same amount here. This is a smart student. This is hardworking student. Both students will pass the exam. Both students will pass the exam. Now, if you are not among the two students, the smart and the hardworking student, where are you? You need to join our training class on Monday, starting from 8 p.m. for advanced Excel training session, and also for practical bookkeeping and taxation. Only your investment for advanced Excel session is 5,000 Kenya shillings. Only investment for the practical session for bookkeeping taxes is also 5,000 Kenya shillings. So the investment we have the ROE, the return on the investment. Don't be left out. So make sure to join it, and we announce these skills.